Hi everyone, this is Surya Sabrina, working as an assistant professor in the Faculty of Agricultural Sciences in Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. I am handling the course of Agricultural Microbiology. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about historical developments, importance, and the classification of soil microorganisms. First of all, what does mean by soil microbiology? So, soil microbiology means it is a scientific study of microorganism that is related to soil. Okay, so introduction and importance. The soil that represents as a medium or substrate in which numerous microorganisms live and bring about a great variety of processes which are responsible for continuation of the cycle of life in nature. The numerous living forms which spend all or part of their life in soil, ranging from submicroscopic forms to the lower animal forms. With the growing recognition of the numerous processes carried out by the microorganisms in the soil, there gradually emerged a branch of microbiology which came out as soil microbiology. It is a branch of soil science concerned with the soil inhibiting microorganisms and their functions and activities. Soil microbiology. So it deals with the microscopic organisms of the soil, their population and activities of the microorganisms. Role in various transformations takes place in soil. The transformations like that nutrient transformation, such as phosphorus transformation, micronutrient transformation, potash, zinc, sulfur transformation, etc. in the soil and their importance in plant nutrition and crop production. So it will be balance the plant nutrition in the soil and also it will increase the crop production in agriculture. Distinct phases of soil microbiology. There are distinct phases are there. So there are 4 phases there. So we will discuss it one by one. The first phase is ecological phase. So in this ecological phase, it is the scientific study of the quantitative and qualitative composition of the microscopic and ultra microscopic population. Next phase is experimental or physiological phase. So study of the physiology and biochemistry of the organisms, their role in the cycle of the life in nature and their utilization for the formation of valuable metabolic products. The third phase is agronomical phase. So in this phase, it deals with the application of microbiological activities to soil fertility and crop production. The fourth phase is pediological phase. So in this pediological phase, it deals with the importance of microorganisms in the soil formation and the soil structure. Next, now we discussed about some of the important scientists. Okay, so these scientists will make the historical developments in soil microbiology. The first scientist is an Anton von Leeuwenhoek. So he is considered as father of microbiology. So he is not a father of soil microbiology, he is the father of microbiology. Father of soil microbiology is Sergei Vinogradsky. So what is the contribution of Anton von Leeuwenhoek means? He is the Dutch scientist. His hobby is to inventing a microscope. So he will be inventing a simple microscope, and he first found bacteria and protobacteria from his own teeth, and also he first found the protozoan also. So at the beginning, he will be named microorganisms as animalcules. That means small animals. Okay. So he had made the first authentic drawing of microorganisms. Without Anton von Leeuwenhoek, we cannot able to see the microorganisms. Next scientist is B.C. Aristotle. So Aristotle, so he is the origin of the theory of spontaneous generation theory. The spontaneous generation theory is nothing but this theory denotes the living things are arrived from non-living things. Some of the scientists will be disproved that this spontaneous generation theory, and finally Louis Pasteur is successfully disproved with the goose-neck experiment to this spontaneous generation theory. Next scientist is John Neetham. So he provided the experimental evidence to revoke it, which was shattered by the conclusion of experimental findings of Louis Pasteur from Louis Pasteur the year of 1822 to 1895. Next one, J.B. Bessingal. J.B. Bessingal, so he showed that the legumes can obtain nitrogen from air when grown in soil which was not heated. He first opened that the legumes can fix atmospheric nitrogen in soil, but he had no proof. So, when the vesicle, this contribution will be a birth of soil microbiology. So now, so that only the soil microbiology will be born from the contribution of this vesicle. So, what is the next invention? So, first invention of the soil microbiology means through the legume plants. Okay. Next, Robert Koch. So he will be give the Koch postulates. So he proposed the famous Koch postulates concerning the authenticity of microorganisms as a causative agent of disease. So next scientist is J. von Liebig. So J. von Liebig, he first showed or reported that nitrate formed in the soil due to the addition of nitrogenous fertilizer. So nitrate is the available form of nitrogen. The available form of nitrogen such as ammonia and nitrate also. Next scientists are W.B. Leishman and Voronin. So these Leishman and Voronin demonstrated nodules in legumes are formed by specific group of bacteria. So legumes means that is pulse crop. So the pulse crop having the root in the pulse crop root, it having some nodules is there. Okay, so you people are well known that nodules will be emerging because of rhizobium. Okay, so he demonstrated nodules in legumes are formed by a specific group of bacteria, but he is not mentioned the name of the bacteria. Okay, the next scientist is T. Spoelsing and A. Munz. So while he was working on the purification of sewage water, he found out the role of bacteria in nitrification process. Okay, so for nitrogen fixation, several processes there. First process is proteolysis, second process is ammonification, third process is nitrification, fourth process is nitrate reduction, fifth process is denitrification. So out of these 5 steps, nitrification is the very important process. Okay, so next scientist is Joseph Lister. He is the father of antiseptic surgery, and also he obtained pure cultures of bacteria by serial dilution in a liquid media. The liquid media is otherwise called as broth. Next scientist is R. Warrington. So he demonstrated and proved that nitrification was a 2-step process. Okay, so I already said there are 5 processes at the time in nitrogen cycle. First process, that is what is that called? Proteolysis. So in this proteolysis, that proteins will converted as amino acid. Second step is ammonification. Ammonification means in this amino acids, the amine groups will be liberated as ammonia. Third step is nitrification. So it is a 2-step process. The first step is ammonia is converted to nitrite. Okay, so nitrite means NO2. Okay, NH4 is converted to NO2. Then nitrite is converted to nitrate. So in the first step, ammonia is converted to nitrate. That is called nitrosophication. Okay, the organism involved in nitrosophication, that is Nitrosomonas and Nitrococcus. So second step, nitrite is converted to nitrate. So in this step, Nitrobacter is involved. The next scientist is Frank. So the Frank, he found the root nodules from rhizobium infections. Okay, so Frank, he coined the term mycorrhizae, which refers to the symbiotic association between plant root and the fungus. So the mycorrhizae, you will split up the 2 words, myco and rhizae. Myco means fungi, rhizae means root. So myco, the study of fungi, that is called mycology. So that myco means fungi, rhizae means, so it is the symbiotic association. Okay, and also he will be isolated the organism that is called Frankia. So it is nodulated in non-legume plants such as cashew and alnus species and fixed atmospheric nitrogen. Okay. Next scientist is Barbara Mose and J.W. Greatman. So they worked on endomycorrhizae. Endomycorrhizae, especially in VAM, vesicular herbicicular mycorrhizae. Now it is called herbicicular mycorrhizae, AM fungi. Okay. So James Stafford and Don Max worked on ectomycorrhizae. Ectomycorrhizae, endomycorrhizae. So ectomycorrhizae means this association will be happens outside. Endomycorrhizae means that happens inside. So these endomycorrhizae will having vesicles and herbicicles. Ectomycorrhizae having Hartignut instead of vesicles and herbicicles. So vesicles and herbicicles is the storage and transport organ. So here Hartignut will serve as a storage and transport organs. Hermann Hillriegel and Wilfrath. So both of them will be give the term to application of nitrogen go for non-legume should be more in field. Growth of non-legume plants is directly proportional of the amount of nitrogen supplied. This is not the case for legumes. The ability of legumes to fix atmospheric nitrogen. Then Umiliansky, he found that anaerobic soil bacteria that will degrade the cellulose. Anaerobic soil bacteria means that bacteria will be grow under absence of oxygen. Okay, so that is called anaerobic soil bacteria. They degrade the cellulose. Cellulose is found in organic matter decomposition, especially in humus. Humus is an end product of organic matter degradation. Then Lippmann and Brown. So the contribution of Lippmann and Brown, that is ammonification of organic nitrogenous substances, that is by soil microorganisms. And also he invented tumbler and beaker method for studied on different types of transformations in soil. Next scientist is Hiltner. Hiltner is a German scientist. He coined the term rhizosphere. Okay, rhizosphere means it is a region that's surrounding the root surface. Okay, the soils. Some of them they say rhizosphere soil means you connect the soil from the root surface itself. Okay, Russell and Hutchinson. The importance of soil protozoa in controlling bacterial population and activity in soil was initiated by the at Rothamsted in England keeps ecological balance. So he said that if the protozoa population will be increases, the bacterial population will be decreases. So it will maintain the population. So that term will be given by Russell and Hutchinson in Rothamsted in England. Okay. Next, Kahn was coined the term direct microscopic count. Okay, he developed the techniques in the study of soil microorganisms such as the direct microscopic examination of soil or direct microscopic count method. So Rossi and Colloidi, so he analyzed the buried slide technique for qualitative estimation. Okay, direct microscopic count, that is quantity, this one is quality of the soil microorganism. In fact, modifications of some of these techniques are still in watch today. Ruinen, he coined the term phyllosphere. Okay, and also he developed the concept of phyllosphere, that means the microbiology of leaf surface. From her studies on the leaf surface, microspora from Indonesian forest trees. Okay. Then Kubo from Japan showed and proved the role and importance of legumoglobin. So that is a red color pigment present in the root nodules of the legumes in nitrogen fixation. So legumoglobin, that is the oxygen scavenger of legumes. Barbara Mose and Greatman reported occurrence of VAM, so that means vesicular herbicicular mycorrhizae fungi. The species such as Glomus genera, Glomus and Aqualospora genera. So there are several species there: Glomus, Gigaspora, Aclospora, Sclerosia, and Endogene. So out of that, so he will be reported VAM occurrence fungi. So the two species he will be listed, that is Glomus and Aqualospora genera, in the root of agricultural crop plant, which helps the mobilization of phosphate. So that means movement of phosphorus. Phosphate is the available form of phosphorus. Next, Martinus Beijerinck. So he is considered as father of microbial ecology. He was the first director of the Delft School of Microbiology in Netherlands. So he isolated Azospirillum in the year of 1822. And also he was first to isolate and described Acetobacter obtained from the pure culture of Acetobacter crococum, that is black in color, and Acetobacter agilis. In 1888, he isolated the root nodule bacteria and pure culture from nodules in legume and named them Bacillus radicolor. Previously, some of the scientists will say bacteria is responsible for root nodulation, but he only identified that rhizobium and he will give the name is Bacillus radicolor. So he obtained the pure culture of Thiobacillus thioparus, Thiobacillus denitrificans, and sulfur oxidizing bacteria. He established the transformation of nitrogen. And also, Beijering, he coined the name virus. So, first, the virus will be crystallized by Stanley from tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, so but he will give the name virus. Okay, and also he is often saying everything is everywhere, the environmental selects. Okay, he often credited with saying everything is everywhere, the environment selects. The next scientist is the Sergei Vinogradsky. So Sergei Vinogradsky was a Russian microbiologist who is often called as father of soil microbiology because the outstanding diversity of soil processes investigated. So we see the one by one. So first Vinogradsky at the University of Strasbourg, he began his investigation on Bigetova. So Bigetova was surprisingly well known at the time, considering that it had never been grown in pure culture. Vinogradsky developed a method of culturing Bigetova in imitating its natural environment on glass slide and silica gel, and he observed that cells were rods and not pleomorphic. Okay. So in 1887, Vinogradsky worked at the University of Zurich. His inventions were concentrated on oxidation of nitrogen in the soil. He proved that oxidation was two-step process. Okay, so NH3 ammonia is converted into NO2. NO2 means what? Nitrite, and nitrite NO2 converted to NO3. Okay, so that is the oxidation. We said it is the oxidation, and the each step was performed by different organisms. The first step I already said, that is Nitrosomonas and Nitrosococcus. Then second step NO2 to NO3, that is by Nitrobacter. So Vinogradsky isolated a nitrogen fixing obligate anaerobe growing and Clostridium pasturanium. Okay, he was isolated obligate anaerobe growing organism Clostridium pasturanium in 1890. The pellicle forming aerobe was also capable of nitrogen fixation. So he developed the Vinogradsky column, a self-contained ecosystem for studying the sulfur cycle. He investigated microbial growth on CO2 and inorganic ions. A process is called chemoautotropy. So this is the Vinogradsky column actually. Okay. So both Vinogradsky and Beijering will be working together and they developed enrichment culture technique. Okay. So Vinogradsky and Beijering developed the technique is called enrichment culture technique. So that making use of the principle of natural selection. So it is the technique in which environment, including nutritional conditions, are controlled to favor the development of specific organisms of organism. So simply we have to say we will create some favorable environmental condition inside the Petri plate and providing the required nutrition for any of the microorganisms, and we have to develop the growth. So that technique is called enrichment culture technique. So that means isolation, identification, and purification of microorganisms. So it involves the successful transformation of microorganisms in desired substrate for the isolation of sparsely occurrence useful types of microorganism. Therefore, they are considered as pioneers in soil bacteriology. Sir Alexander Fleming, so he is considered as the pioneer of antibiotic and also he is called as father of antibiotics. So in 1928, Fleming reported that a fungus Penicillium notatum contaminating an old Petri plate of Staphylococcus was surrounding by a zone of dead and dissolved zones. So he had discovered evidence of first antibiotic penicillin. He investigated penicillin's antibacterial effect on many organisms and noticed that it affected bacteria such as Staphylococci and nearly all gram-positive pathogens. So the mechanism of killing mechanism of penicillin is it will be produced the enzyme that is called lysozyme. So that will be degrade the cell wall of bacteria, then it will be incubated. Okay, so while you have to inoculate a penicillin in a petri plate means it forms the inhibition zone. So in that inhibition zone, there it will be give protect that fungi and also some other bacteria such as spore forming bacteria, any bacteria that cannot come into that inhibition zone. Okay, so he received knighthood and the Nobel Prize in 1945 for the critical observation. So at initial, he never say it is an antibiotic. So he called penicillin as a drug. So, but that antibiotics is the term will be coined by Salmania Waxman. Okay, Sir Alexander Fleming is the father of antibiotics. Okay, so Salmania Waxman, he first coined the term antibiotic. So studied the role of soil as source of antagonistic organism with special reference to soil actinomycetes and isolated a soil actinomycete. It is a filamentous bacteria and it is called streptomycetes. So streptomycetes has antibiotic properties much like those Fleming found with the penicillium, and he discovered the antibiotic streptomycin produced by Streptomyces griseus in the year 1944. So Waxman coined the term antibiotic and he won the Nobel Prize in 1952 for the discovery of streptomycin. And he published the book Principles of Soil Microbiology and thereby encouraged the research in soil microbiology in 1927. So Dobryner and associates studied nitrogen fixing potential of Azospirillum in some tropical forage grasses like Digitheria, Panicum, and some cereals like maize, sorghum, wheat, rye, etc. in their roots. And also reported 4 species of Azospirillum waste: Azospirillum lipophurum, Azospirillum gracilens, Azospirillum amazonens, and Azospirillum serpedica. So he coined the term associative symbiotic. So that means it either free living or sometimes it will be attached to the host. Okay, that denote the association between nitrogen fixing Azospirillum and cereal group. So Azospirillum will be especially recommended for cereal crops. Later, this terminology has been changed and renamed as diisotropic biocoenoxis. So diisotropic biocoenoxis means it's also called as diisotropes. Diisotropes means the nitrogen fixing biofertilizers are called as diisotropes. Okay. Now we are discussed the historical developments. Okay, now we are discussed about the distribution and the importance of microorganisms in soil. So first, the microorganisms having 5 major groups in soil. So first group is bacteria, second one is actinomycetes, third one is fungi, fourth one is algae, and last but not least that is protozoa. Okay. So bacteria, so you are well known the bacteria, it is the most dominant group of microorganisms in soil. So particularly in soil, the bacterial population is more because the reproduction of the bacteria, that is binary fission. Binary fission means that one organism will be divided by 2, 2 is divided by 4, 4 is 8, 8, 60, 8, 16, 16, 32, 32, 64. So like that the reproduction rate will be increased. So the bacteria is present more in numbers, but in size the fungus population is very more. Okay, so the person in all types of soil, but their population decreases at the depth of the soil is increases. Okay, in Horizon A the population is better than Horizon B, and Horizon B's bacteria population is better than Horizon C. The number of cells of bacteria in the soil is always great, but the individuals are small. So that is micrometer in length. Okay, in aerated soil, bacteria will be dominating alone or responsible for the activities in environment lacking oxygen or little oxygen. In transformation process, bacteria stand first due to their rapid growth and capacity of vigorous decomposition of variety of substrates. Soil microbiological populations has been divided into two broad groups. First one is autochthonous, second one is zymogenous. Autochthonous means native population, zymogenous means it is a fermentative organism require external sources. So we discuss it one by one. Okay. So autochthonous are native microbes that is indigenous, which are characteristic of the particular soil and which many be expected always to be found there. Example, Arthobacter. Next one is zymogenous. Zymogenous are fermentative organisms that requires an external sources of their normal population in soil store. Example is Pseudomonas and Bacillus. When specific substrates are added to soil, the population is increased. Such as if we applied that Pseudomonas Bacillus means the population will be increased. Okay. Next one, then gradually declines when the ended substrate is extracted. Example, cellulose decomposes. So I already said in that organic matter decomposition, the rate of cellulose is more. And nitrogen utilizing bacteria and nitrifiers, etc. Next one is transient microbes. So what is meant by transient microbes? So it is a comprising organisms that are introduced into the soil by legume inoculation uni-intensely as the case of agents producing animal and plants. So these type of microbes that is called transient microbes. So classification. So the bacteria's classification. So classification based on nutrients. So in the nutrition base, we have to note this following statement. So first one is carbon, energy, and electron. Okay, so it's very easy. First, we discuss these two factors. So carbon. So in soil, there are two types of carbons there. First one is organic carbon. Second one is CO2. So the organic carbon that will be produced by organic matter, the CO2 that is found by atmosphere. So if the microbes utilize the CO2 as a carbon source, so that is called autotrophs, or else it utilized organic carbon as a carbon source, so that is called heterotrophs. So most of the fungi will be the nutrition like heterotroph in nature. The next, energy. So the microorganisms get energy by two ways. The first one is light, second one is chemical. So if they utilize light as an energy source, so they are called phototrophs, or else they utilize the energy from chemical compound, they are called chemotrophs. So the third factor is electron. So the electron, that is organic electron as well as inorganic electron. So if the microbes utilize the organic mode of electron, that is called organotrophs, or it utilizes the electron as an inorganic source, that is called lithotrophs. So next one, the classification is based on O2 requirement, that means oxygen. So if aerobic means they need oxygen for their growth, anaerobic means they not required oxygen for growth. Okay, it only presents on CO2. And facultative anaerobic means live in the presence or absence of oxygen. Okay. Next one, based on structure. So structure, there are basically, that means rod shaped, and cocci, that is spherical shaped, then spiral, that is spiral shaped. So basically that is also classified a further category, whether it is single means that is mono, whether it is multiple means that is diplobacilli. Then if it is the rod, it should be a chain like structure, means that is called streptobacilli, and it's like a bunch of grapes that is called staphylococcus. So that follows in cocci also. Okay, so monococci, diplococci, streptococci, and staphylococcus. So next classification, that is abundance of bacteria. So in Arctic regions, it frozen 9 to 10 meter per year. Bacterial counts of 10 to the power of 6 per gram are observed even when temperature remains below freezing point. Such organisms are in a state of dormancy awaiting the spring to recover. So desert soil is an other extreme. Bacteria exist even in oven dry state. Spore forming bacilli are often predominant. Importance, In transformation process, bacteria stands due to their rapid growth and the capacity of vigorous decomposition of variety of substrate. So it involved in nitrogen fixation, phosphate solubilization, CO2 fixation, sulfur ion transformation, and silicate solubilization, etc. Then it is a molecular vectors. Then actinomycetes, next group is actinomycetes. So actinomycetes, it is a transitional group between the simple bacteria and the fungi or the actinomycetes. Okay, so these are microorganisms producing slender branched filaments that develop into a mycelium in all soil. Okay, so actinomycetes is often called as filamentous bacteria. Okay, they are classified under bacteria but resembles fungi in some aspects. So it produced mycelium with a extensive branching like fungi. Many actinomycetes form aerial mycelium and conidia. Growth in liquid medium do not resemble which bacteria is turbid, but form clumps and pellets like fungi. Certain actinomycetes resembles mycobacterium and corynebacterium in all respects, both morphologically and physiologically, including susceptibility to virus attack. Actinomyces differ from fungi that they do not have chitin and cellulose because the cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin and cellulose. But here the cell wall is not made up of chitin and cellulose, which are commonly found in the cell wall of fungi. Okay. So the colony characters are not similar to bacteria. Some species having flagella that resemble those of true bacteria. So flagella is it's a locomotory organism, locomotory portion of bacteria. So if the flagella is present, the organism will be motile. If it is not present, that is not motile. Okay. Similarities in cell wall composition and sensitivity to antibacterial components. Next group of microorganisms, that is fungi. The fungi is the important constituent group of soil population. They are widely distributed in most well and cultivated soil. If the size of the microorganisms is abundant, is fungi. Okay, so fungi account for a large part of the total microbial population. Through they are not the major inhabitants, they do in fact make up the significant part of the biomass because the large diameter and extensive network of the filament. So fungi exist in soil in the form of vegetative mycelium and spores. Characteristically, the fungi possess a filamentous mycelium network of individual hyphal strands. The hyphae itself is rather broad and has a diameter appreciably greater than that found in the common actinomycetes. In nature, consider or asexual spores are abundant and widespread. The sexual spores relatively uncommon. In contrast with the bacteria, the hive can be effectively differentiated into genera and species on the basis of morphology. Distribution and abundance of fungi. So several techniques have been developed for the study of fungal flora. Such with it one advantage. So plate count is the burial slide technique are used for estimation. So slide acidification of pH and addition of exhibition, novobiosine and streptobiosine inhibit bacteria and actinomycetes. Next to classification, that is algae. So they occur in small number of in soil. They are photosynthetic organisms. Okay, so photosynthetic means they require light sources for energy. Okay, and abundant in habits which moisture is adequate and light accessible. Isolation can be done in liquid media and by plating with agar media. Because of their similarities to bacteria, the BGA, that means blue-green algae, that is also called as cyanobacteria, are sometimes classified together in the bacteria. Next one is protozoa. It is another class. So the subatomian phase contains protozoa, earthworms, nematodes, and insects. So most abundant one is protozoa, the simple form of animal life. So it is a primitive unicellular organic majority of or dependent on performed organic matter. As aporbic Fridrio obtaining their nutrition from soluble organic and inorganic substances or by a phagotropic nutrition, that means direct feeding upon microbial. So they maintain the equilibrium by engulfing, that means presence in everywhere. So they regulate the bacterial community and maintain the biological equilibrium in soil. And it participated in the decomposition of plant elements. So in this class, we are discussing about importance of soil microorganisms in agriculture and historical developments of soil microbiology and groups of microorganisms and its abundance and distribution.